So my question is Pep under pressure? I couldn't have believed this because obviously he has won enough games or had enough seasons and experiences to know when things are not working and how to kind of solve the problem. But we're gonna do, I don't know, you guys let me know at the end of this video after you finish watching this. Do you think this is something we're going to be doing consistently on this channel where we're going to be reviewing weekly games, especially for the Premier League, and then for other leagues, if we get the chance, we should. Is this something you would want us to do? Kind of give our opinion on Premier League games weekly and stuff. Just let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section. But yeah, let's just try this for the first time, basically. But the question that's bugging everybody's mind this week is: ahead of the Manchester derby, is Pep Guardiola under pressure? So, but let's kick it off. We're going to talk about all 10 Premier League games and probably potential predictions, and then we'll just see how it goes. First, today we're going to be talking about Arsenal. So Arsenal kicking off the weekend with an action against Nottingham Forest, who are playing their first match under Ange Postecoglou. We have champions Liverpool also bidding to make it 4 wins out of 4 when they travel to the promoted Burnley. And then we have Manchester City, who are beaten by Tottenham Hotspurs and Brighton in their last 2 games. And basically, they host the derby with against rivals Manchester United. Now, just to give you a bit of an overview, the Premier League returns after the international break, and there are 10 fascinating fixtures in the top flight, culminating in Sunday's Manchester derby at the Etihad Stadium. Ange Postecoglou takes his new Nottingham Forest side to Arsenal on Sunday's early game, before Everton's Jack Grealish faces his boyhood club Aston Villa, and then Alexander Isak could make his Liverpool debut at Burnley on Sunday. So let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section. We're going to start with the first game that happens on the early kickoff: Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest. This takes place on Saturday. In the UK it's 12:30, and then in North America or anywhere around the world, depends on the time where you are watching it. So let's keep it going. Arsenal failed to land a blow on Liverpool's defense in their 1-0 defeat at Anfield last time out. But they had trashed Leeds 5-0 in the first home game of the season. The Gunners should shut out Nottingham Forest, who lost 3-0 at home to West Ham before replacing manager Nuno Espirito Santo with Ange Postecoglou. So what are your score predictions for this one? For me, I think it's going to end in a 0-0 draw. Most predictions I've seen online are giving Arsenal the win, 2-0. Maybe the manager bounce might give Nottingham Forest the edge, maybe 2-1 for Nottingham Forest, or 1-2 as the case may be, because Arsenal are home. But for me, I think it's a 0-0 draw. I would prefer a 0-0 draw for this one because of Arsenal. But it is what it is. Arsenal might smash Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest might have the manager bounce, and Ange Postecoglou might get one over Arsenal. Then, so what's your prediction? Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest. Put it in the comment section. Next one is Bournemouth versus Brighton. Takes place on the same time as the other games, after the early kickoff, just immediately after the Arsenal game. So we have Bournemouth, who were excellent in a 1-0 win at Tottenham, and they've beaten 10-man Wolves as well by the same scoreline in their previous home fixture. And the Cherries' new look defense could also frustrate inconsistent Brighton, who beat Man City just before the international break after losing 2-0 to Everton. Score predictions for this one: I'm probably going to give Bournemouth this one 1-0 win. Maybe they could beat Brighton too, but obviously Brighton could also have had momentum because they just beat City before the break, so they probably would fight back. So I'll give them Bournemouth a 1-0 win. Brighton could fight back and it could be a 1-1, but 1-0 for Bournemouth. Next one is Crystal Palace versus Sunderland, and it takes place around the same time as the Bournemouth game. And Crystal Palace obviously are strong under Oliver Glasner. And then Sunderland have had kind of like a good beginning to the season. They've made a promising start on their return to the Premier League, picking up valuable home wins over West Ham and Brentford. Surprisingly, the Black Cats can also claim a point against Crystal Palace, who are missing key midfielder Adam Wharton and winger Ismail Assar. So this game stinks of a draw. So I'm going to see a 1-1 draw for this one as well. Crystal Palace might score first, and then Sunderland might, equalize. And then still on Saturday, another game is a very tough one. Very tough game. Everton versus Aston Villa. A wounded Lion versus a team in form. Jack Grealish inspired Everton to a 2-0 victory over Brighton in their first game at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. But the Toffees also may come unstuck against the former club. The Toffees may come unstuck against his former club, Aston Villa. And Unai Emery's men are yet to also score a goal in the league this season, but their forwards, including Liverpool, Loney, Harvey Elliott, should also end that drought on Saturday. So, Unai Emery getting Harvey Elliott, well, that works. So probably edges Everton on this one. Maybe Everton gets their first loss. So it'll be 2-1 Villa because Villa haven't won a game yet this season. So it is what it is. It could be 2-1 Villa. I think I'll go with that scoreline. Maybe Jack Grealish getting a goal. And then Villa, coming from feeling like, they're down, and then just come up and beat Aston Villa and Everton. And then obviously next game is Fulham versus Leeds, London versus Yorkshire. So all 4 of Fulham's league and cup games this season ended with an under 2.5 goals, and Leeds beat Everton 1-0 and drew 0-0 with Newcastle either side of the 5-0 loss at Arsenal. So neither team looks maybe particularly convincing in attack. So there could be, a stalemate at Craven Cottage. You never can tell. Fulham's strikers aren't really scoring goals. Leeds strikers are still trying to understand the league. I mean, they just signed Noah Okafor, and they signed this other Mecha's the brother to Felix Mecha, the striker from Wolfsburg. So maybe a 0-0 draw can work for this one. Then for Newcastle versus Wolves, Newcastle and Wolves are both winless this season in this season's Premier League, and they have to settle for a point apiece at St James's Park. They may have to settle for a point apiece at St James's Park. The upcoming Champions League clash with Barcelona is a potential distraction for Newcastle, and Wolves are capable of snapping their losing streak on the trip to Tyneside. So, like I said, Newcastle will be having their mind on the Champions League game at Barcelona, but they'll also be wanting to try to gain momentum by winning against Wolves. And Wolves could stick one in their chest for them. Probably going to end in a 1-0 win for Wolves, away win, and then Newcastle might need to pick themselves up. They already have Jan Wisa, so he probably will start that game. They have Votamade, probably will start that game. So if I'm seeing Wolves as 1-0 win, maybe it will be a 1-1 draw. Let's leave it like that, 1-1 draw. Maybe Votamade gets his first goal or whatever the case. Then the next one is West Ham versus Tottenham Hotspur. West Ham, Tottenham, I think that's the late game. Okay, no, so that's the game after the 3 o'clock kickoff, British time, 3 o'clock kickoff for the previous game. So it's the one game before the Saturday game, before the Saturday run of fixtures come to an end. And that is West Ham versus Tottenham. West Ham fans are unhappy despite seeing their side score 3 late goals to beat Nottingham Forest at the City Ground last time out. Now, Tottenham won at Manchester City in their most recent away fixture, and they can dip in their hammers gloom at the London Stadium. Now, I think Tottenham will edge this one with a 2-0 win, basically, in this one. West Ham are a bit stop-start. They are everywhere. They're all over the place when it comes to, like, in their defense and all of that. So there's a chance that they will lose this one 2-0. I mean, Mohamed Kudus. I mean, Tottenham Hotspur signed even Xavi Simons. They have a good crop of players, young players as well, and they're playing under Thomas Frank, and the West Ham coach has not really convinced anyone this season, especially with his style of play and all of that. But yeah, I see a 2-0 win for Tottenham in this one, even though I don't want that, but it is what it is. Then we move over to the late kickoff game for the Saturday to round off the Saturday round of fixtures, and that brings us to Brentford versus Chelsea. And that game is going to be tough as well. Brentford just lost to Anwisa. They signed another player in Dango Ouattara. So Brentford's Premier League home fixtures last season averaged around 3.95 goals per game, and the Bees look set for an entertaining clash with West London rivals Chelsea. So it sounds like a London derby here. The Blues have won 5-1 at West Ham on their last away trip, and they may struggle to keep a clean sheet against Brentford, who have scored in all 4 of their league and cup matches this term. So I know Chelsea are in free scoring form. If Brentford defend really well, they probably would sneak a draw. I for one would see a 2-2 draw there. Brentford are good at that. They are good at trying to score. Yeah, in as much as they are without Brian Bumo and Yohan Wissa, they probably would be able to find a way out to try to score. I mean, Dango Ouattara has been playing really well for Brentford since his move from Bournemouth. So he could get a goal as well. I mean, he's a good guy who can run at the Chelsea defense. Chelsea can be very imposing, but we'll see how that game goes. I think it's a 2-2 draw, but I feel like Chelsea might also edge it, depending on how I see how free scoring they are and how they can turn up on the day, depending on what team that Brentford face on the day. But it also depends on what team Brentford put out too on the day. So let me know your thoughts and feelings about this one and all the other score lines. Put your score predictions in the comment section. Let's, continue to have these conversations and build this community together. And then the next one we have, pretty much, is the Sunday fixtures. To start the Sunday day, our Sunday game day on at 2 p.m. is the Burnley versus Liverpool. A tough game also, but maybe it's an easy one for Liverpool. An easy win, even though they are looking towards the Champions League. Mind you, even the Chelsea-Brentford game, I think they're looking towards Champions League as well, so we shall see. Burnley considered a late goal to lose 3-2 at Manchester United, and they resumed their campaign at home to champions Liverpool. The Clarets also beat Sunderland 2-0 in their first home game, and keep their scoreline respectable keep their scoreline respectable at Turf Moor, where Liverpool's new striker Alexander Isak may also be fit enough for the bench. Alexander Isak it has been reported that he's not fully fit, but he hasn't played per se in preseason and all of that. Probably hasn't had a preseason. That's probably one of the reasons why he might struggle this season, but it is what it is. For score prediction, basically for this one, I'll potentially go with easy 2-0 win against Burnley. Unless Burnley does something to shock Liverpool, but I will go with an easy 2-0 win. Maybe Liverpool, since they've been conceding all through from the beginning of the season till now, they probably will get it. It will be a 2-1 win for Liverpool. Burnley might get one goal back. You never can tell. And then the big one, the one that really it puts everyone on the edge of their seat, and is the Manchester derby that rounds off the Premier League fixtures for the week. The heat is on Pep Guardiola right now and Ruben Amorim going into basically Sunday's Manchester derby, and Guardiola's City should probably edge a cagey contest. But from my own opinion, I think Manchester United will edge this one. Everybody underestimates Manchester United, and I'm giving my genuine prediction because I feel like everybody expects Man City to smoke Manchester United. Now, only one of the last 8 meetings between the clubs produced more than 3 goals, and Amorim's United still lack ruthlessness in both penalty areas. So, my score predictions for this one, I already gave it basically in another channel, but my score prediction for this one is going to be Manchester City 1, because they'll score first, and it will be Erling Haaland, and then Manchester United 2. I think Benjamin Šeško will get his first goal, and then obviously Bruno will have a role to play in this, probably going to score a goal or assist, and Bumo is also going to be involved, and Ahmad as well. There's a lot I've done a full analysis in another channel about this, United Talks podcast. So basically, you can tell my own bias is because of the fact that I believe Manchester United is going to win, But it is what it is. Let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section. If you're a Man City fan, put your comments in the comment section. If you're a Liverpool fan, also drop it in the comment section. Let's have conversations about this. So let me know your thoughts and feelings. I just thought to do this. I haven't done it before, and I'm like, I just want to know your opinions about, what you think about, this match previews and all of that. Let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, goodbye, and God bless.